Welcome back to my garden. It is August the 7th and we have a beautiful sunny day, and the flowers in the garden are in full bloom, so I'm going to show you a little bit. It is a bit difficult with the bright sunshine and the shaded areas, but I hope you can see. Here's our little pond. Now, there are a couple of lilies over here. Very nice. And here we have the pot of flowers that is in one of the drawings in the Color Along project. And look at that. It is in full bloom. Beautiful. So this is how our garden looks in August, and I think about 1 or 2 weeks ago the flowers were at their best. But I didn't have time to do some recording, so and here are our grapes, and as you can see, they are slowly starting to color. Very nice. Look at that. These impatiens flowers are doing so great in shaded areas. I'm so glad that I chose them instead of the petunias. I have petunias too, but these impatiens do so much better in the shaded areas. Now, after having a little tour in the garden, let's continue the joy with Derwent Inktense. And as you can see, I've been doing some work on the background, and I'm going to continue doing that. And if you look at the tips of my pencils, you can see that they are smudgy, and that is because I use those pencils not so much on the paper, but I pick up paint from the tip of the pencil, and then the wood in the pencil becomes, of course, stained, and that is how I now work with them. So let's continue. I want a little bit of gray tone. Well, there are not many gray tones, only blacks. What's this? Oh yeah, ink black. Well, first of all, I'm going to wetten the paper. Put some water on the paper. I'm again using the Caran water brush. I don't know whether I use the blue or the black brush, and the only difference is that the brush itself is a little bit smaller in one, but you know, it really doesn't matter that much. Not for me anyway. So this is wet. Now I'm going to pick a color here. Let's do this one. Outliner it is called. Look, this is how I pick up the paint or the ink. And then I'll drop it. Oh, it's not. This pencil is not. Oh! Wow. This pencil isn't doing anything. How about the other one? Charcoal gray. That looks better. The outliner maybe isn't an Inktense pencil, but it looks different. Look at that. And let's take a little bit of a darker blue, and let's see if I can tell you what color it is. It is called sea blue. Well, the water of the sea here in the Netherlands is never blue. Here close to the shoreline, the sea is is not so deep, and there is a lot of sand in the water, so it's never very clear water and very blue. Here I didn't put water on this area. I have to say I really enjoy these Inktense pencils. It's a very happy surprise. Let's pick up some green. Add it to it here. And a little bit of a brown willow. Like a willow tree, I think. I can see why people are so enthusiastic about these Derwent Inktense pencils. Here is a greenish, brownish color. My pencils are upside down, some are, so I cannot read all the names of the colors for you, but I hope that's not a big deal. In a while you can expect a video about what I'm taking with me on vacation. And I have to say, last year I had a huge bag of art supplies with me. And this last year I have received so many beautiful pencils and other art stuff. I would love to take it all with me. Now I'm picking up a dark red. Look at that. I cannot take everything with me, but I wish I could. And these Inktense pencils are definitely on the short list. Let's pick another bluish tone. Let's see. Ooh, nice. So I'm now just concentrating on the background, and some artists always use the method of first doing the background, but I normally don't. I like building the drawing as a whole, but I feel like this is working right now. I'll pick up a bright green. Now, as you can see, the water that I put on the paper is not completely clean because I'm not cleaning my brush properly, but I don't feel I should, because this background will be all about mixing and blending. Here is a warm brownish tone, and this is just experimenting, getting to know these Inktense pencils. So far I prefer using them like watercolor, so picking up pigment with my brush and then put it on the paper instead of putting on pigment directly with a pencil on the paper. I prefer this. But I will definitely try other techniques as well. Now these areas are a bit strange because I thought they were part of the background, but here, with all these lines here, it seems like they are actually part of the leaf. So I will leave it like that, and then the drawing will tell me how I should, what it should be. So, more water. My husband and I still don't have a destination for our vacation this year. We are going last minute. We are waiting for the moment that we can determine where the weather is going to be nice. Let's try this one, a beautiful fuchsia color. I should have added more water first to the paper, but no, we are going to wait for like a week, 5 days before we want to leave, and then we can see what the weather is going to be like, and then we will decide where we will be going. This is a color called bark, a brownish tone. I'm not going to put that bark over here. I can do it here, but I know the head of this ladybird will be dark and I want contrast. So no dark background there. a little bit of a green tone. Let's see. And another one. No, this is more an ochre. So what I will take on vacation for sure is my little easel. I have a wooden easel for plein air painting, but I'm using it indoors as well. I took it with me last year also. It was a present from my husband. And it served me well, that easel, very well. So it will go with us again. And I for sure will take these Caran water brushes. I am also sure that I will take my Sennelier watercolor paint. I'm also sure that I will take my Hanemühle Quattro watercolor paper. And I'm also sure that I will take colored pencils with me. And this is a dark blue, but the question is, I have so many color pencils right now. Which one should I take with me? I'm not sure yet. Maybe I will, I don't know. I can't take them all, that's for sure. Touch of a light blue. I think I will add now some color to this ladybird. I think the background has dried enough. So I will start with a yellow, sun yellow it is called. And now I will add a touch of orange. And then I will gradually darken the area. This is poppy red. Now there's a lot of water over here, but I think the best thing I can do is just let it dry and then see how this turns out. So as we take a step back, I am very impressed with these Inktense colors. I love the way they mix and layer, and wonderful. Let's continue. Let's continue doing some more background. Look, there's still a bit of color on the tip of the brush, but that's fine with me. And let's put in this one, a brown called Willow. And a dark red. I have a purple here, why not? Touch of purple. Now when it comes to lines like these, the paint has dried. And if this were watercolor, then you could get rid of the lines, because as you would put more water on the paint, then the paint would become fluid again. But with this ink, this is not happening. Not at, only for the very little, you know, you can take off color and move it, but you won't get rid of the line. So that is something I need to keep in mind. Here is a sea blue. This coloring book, Painterly Days, that I am coloring a painting in right now, is one of my favorite coloring books. So I think this Painterly Days will come with me on vacation also. Let's add a touch of yellow. Look at that. Let's do a little bit of work on this beauty. And this time I will do it a little bit different. I'm picking up a touch of yellow, putting it in, and then a touch of orange next to it. There are so many ways how you can put your paint on the paper. And experimenting will really help you to determine which way fits you best. This is a slightly cooler red called chili red. Let's pick a touch of the poppy red. Look, very bright red. Poppy red, that reminds me of the English tradition, the tradition in the UK. I don't know exactly, is it called Remembrance Day, something, well, remembering the First World War, I believe, when many people in the UK wear a red poppy. My father always watches it on television, the English remembrance of the First World War. So once a year he's an Englishman and he turns on BBC. It's in November, right? I don't know. The poppies are not in November, of course, but the remembering is in November, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Maybe I'm completely mistaken. This is a darker red. Look at the... I'm really very impressed. The lady who gave me these Inktense pencils told me that she had wonderful results, not only on paper but also on fabric. Now that makes me very curious, because this looks absolutely gorgeous. And there are, as far as I know, 72 colors of Inktense. And I can tell you now, I want them all. I want them. Goodness gracious, they are just gorgeous. Will I ever be satisfied with the art supplies that I have? Will I ever reach a moment when I can say, I don't need any more? I don't think so. I love art. I love trying all those paints and pencils and chalks. I just love it. Look at this. How the glazing goes. You know, I really love glazing. That is putting those light layers of color on top of each other. And these Inktense pencils are, wow. There are also Inktense blocks, larger blocks of the same stuff that is in the pencil. Absolutely glorious. Let's go for that dark red again. And a touch here. Look at that. Wow. I don't think I've already discovered everything about these Inktense pencils. I feel there is much more to discover. But so far I am very, very impressed, and I want to continue. I don't want to stop, but I have to. You know, duty calls. Wonderful this is. Absolutely glorious. Let's pick up a touch of green here. I'm going to wet in this. Now I have to be careful because it's not completely dry here. I'm picking up a touch of green. I don't know about the light fastness of these pencils. I really don't. I need to test that. But as long as you are not hanging your art on the wall, light fastness is no issue for you. And in my case, it is much more likely that I will turn my artwork into postcards, planners, stuff like that. So the original drawings and paintings will stay out of the light, and then they are safe. Light fastness only is important when you expose your work to sunlight. So this is what we've done so far in half an hour. I am hooked. I am completely hooked on these Inktense pencils. And well, let's wait and see if these pencils will make it to the vacation supplies. But so far I can highly, highly, highly recommend them. Wonderful stuff. Bye bye.